Welcome back to Kenosha Community Media. We got a great guest here today. We have James Hall. You're from the Urban League of Racine and Kenosha, and
Yes.
your title?
Interim president and CEO.
Excellent. Well, once again, the Urban League is just a great organization. Maybe for those who don't know about the Urban League of Racine and Kenosha, let's hear all about it.
So the Urban League has been an organization in Racine. It was 57 years old. This year, will be 57 years old. And the organization has been around doing great things in the community. It initially started, we're a service-based organization that focuses on providing opportunities to people, black and brown people in the Racine and Kenosha area.
What programs do you have to offer?
So right now we changed our mission. Our mission changed completely. Right now our focus is on youth development. Last year we met after the Jacob Blake riots. Our board met and said, well, we need to do something to change our mission to really focus on where the problems are. And right now our total focus on youth development right now.
Well, I brought you in here because you got a great reading program for the summer. Let's hear all about it. What do you got going on for a reading?
So our reading program right now is called Urban Read. 2021, we first started the Urban Reading Program back in 2019. And then the pandemic hit. And then we had to scramble and figure out what to do. And then we offered it online. So the reading program currently now is offered in person and in the Kenosha office and online.
Excellent. So then what goes on there? So the students, what are the age for the reading program?
So the age group is from 3rd grade to 8th grade.
3rd to 8th grade, and you said it's either in person or online?
Yes.
Okay. And what does that involve? Reading X amount of books, or how does
So the goal is for each kid to come in person. When they do come in person, our goal is to get them to read at least 30 to 45 minutes per day. The program is Monday through Thursday, from 10 to 3. Each kid, each child have a slot that they must pick. The first slot from 10 to 11, from 11 to 12, 12 to 1, 1 to 2, and then the final slot from 2 to 3. We rotate 8 kids per hour.
Oh, wow.
So the goal the capacity is 40 kids pretty much. So it's been a success. We normally see online, we have a lot of young ladies that's in the program, but for the in-person program, we have mostly males, young males, young boys, yes.
Okay, for the in-person program.
Yes.
Okay. Do you see kind of when they do the in-person, after they're done reading, do they talk about their stories or any discussion or anything like that, or is it just?
So what the day looks like, the first come in, we feed them, a snack, and we have something that's a huge hit. This is a special donut that we give them, and then it's a donut full of protein. And they eat the donut and make sure they're mentally charged. And then once it digests, we go directly into the program that they use. The program we use is a school-based program, Learning A to Z, that's in most of the school districts around the country. And then, so it's a level reading, and it's based on the kids' Lexile score. So the very first thing we did is test to find out where they're at. And then once they take the test, the program automatically gauge what level they're on. Same thing, like it's equivalent to the MAP score that they get from the school district, and then it generates a Lexile score. Once we get the Lexile score, find out where they're at, then we have them read the books at that level. So our goal is to get each child to at least level up by the end of the program. And already we've had kids to level up.
Excellent. So then what they do read, is that something that you pick out, or do the kids pick out the stories or their books?
So they can pick out the books. So it's thousands of books in this program, thousands. So each level probably have about 20 to 30 books. And then as they complete the level, so technically, generally what happens is they read the book, and then they take a quiz, and they get points. As they build up their points, then it moves them forward. The program pushes them forward based on how they pass their quizzes. So generally, to move forward, you have to pass at least 10 quizzes consistently with an 8 out of 10 or better.
Wow. The student that gets the most points, does he get like a dozen donuts, or is there some sort of prize?
So no, we don't feed them thousands of donuts. Well,
Okay.
just that donut, but they do get the snack bag at the end of the day based on how many books they read. So say if they completed 3 books, they get 3 bonus snacks at the end of the day. So if they read 4 books or 5 books, we don't let them go over 5. But if they read 5 books, it's the absolute max for the day because we don't want to burn the kid out. And they actually, have 5 snacks. Some kids do push the limit because the higher the level, the longer the book, the more detailed the book is, the more engaging the book is. So they may one book if they're reading, say, if a kid is on Y, and, which means a higher Lexile score, that book may require them to sit down for 30 minutes straight. So they may just have to only read that one particular book for the day. Yeah.
Excellent. So with the program, how has the response been from the students?
Well, the response is great. Well, initially we had a little tug of war because it's different. The kids really been at home for the last 18 months or so, and they hadn't had anybody just pushing them forward, consistently every single day reading. So the first couple of weeks was a challenge. But once they settled in and figured out that, I do get a reward and it's not that difficult, then they started to, receive the program and allow themselves to, move forward. So basically, the whole goal is to let the child understand that they're there to improve themselves. So they read affirmations. Every child read affirmations when they come through the door every day. Some of the affirmations: I'm here to improve myself, dream big, learn something new every day, things like that. They read it every single day. So the whole goal is to help them transform their own mindset so they can become accountable for their own learning.
And then as a result, we're better for the community.
Yeah, well, that's the overall goal. So, the goal is to get the kid to enjoy reading. So the reason why we put this program in place, everybody was saying, well, let's get the kids in vocation, get the kids in vocation, get the kids in vocation. And I sat down with some community leaders, and I sat down with some of the people at the job task force and said, well, hey, we would love to set them in those programs, but they have to pass the aptitude test before they can move on. And we do. The Job Center has a lot of great programs. However, when the kids get in the program and they take the test, they're not really successful in large numbers. So then I went to sat down with a local carpenter union and electrician union. It's like, what are your requirements? And all of them said, well, here's the requirements. The kid need to read at this level or have, after high school, at least a minimal score on the ACT. And then I started asking teachers, like, what's the average ACT score? And they started to share with me, like, it's not great, so they can't technically move on. So if we can start teaching them how to read, which is the core to everything, then they can start building the bridges that they need to become successful. The problem is we want the kids to go into the vocations, but if they can't read, they cannot go into the vocations because every vocation requires some type of aptitude test or a certain level of reading. Then I think the electrician's carpenter said, well, we expect them to be reading at least a sophomore grade level. At least that. The carpenter, I believe he told me, well, if they can really, read at the 8th grade level, we can work with them. But we need to get them reading at a higher level than that.
Right. And so there's, again, another goal. So if they read better, then they'll get a job and then
Correct.
better themselves, and it's good all the way around. So this is an excellent program. So let's talk about how someone can get involved in the reading program.
So right now, so we initially started advertising the reading program back in April. And the way they was initially getting involved, and hopefully this year we get some funding to have the program go year round. Because, so generally you go to our Facebook page, because we saw people having a little trouble with our website, so we put it on Facebook. Go on our Facebook page, click on reading, Urban Read 2021. That's what we advertise it. There's a drop-down menu that come down. They register directly online. They fill out all the information, and then it automatically put them in the slot. And then we'll, after the kids fully registered online, we'll call the parent to see if they're interested. This year, right now, we have 48 children on our roster.
Oh, that's great.
Yes.
Excellent, excellent. And if someone generally wants to learn more about the Urban League, same thing, Facebook, and then what's the website?
The website is ulrk.org.
Okay.
Urban League, RacineKenosha.org, ulrk.org. We hadn't posted all the programs on the site because we were really trying to rework this program this year and figure out, can we afford to have the program year round. That's our ultimate goal, is to have this program year round, embedded as after school program, because oftentimes kids don't have all the tools they need to be successful, and if we could be a bridge in after school to help kids learn better, learn faster, that'd take a load off the teachers at school.
Sounds like a great program, James, and the Urban League of Racine and Kenosha is just an excellent organization in the community, and thank you so much for talking with us today.
Thank you.